Yo, what's up guys? In today's video I got some huge Chicago Bulls draft news and pretty much who the Chicago Bulls are like focused on. You know, we got a lot of options with the 4th pick. You know, I'm going to be honest, I expect the Bulls to stay there, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do trade up into the top 3 or trade back. But before I get into the video, thank you all for following me on my Instagram page. Whoever followed last night, thank you, I appreciate it. But yeah, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, make sure you guys are following me. It's the same as my YouTube name, just inside the Chicago Bulls. I post pretty much the best Bulls designs on Instagram, so go give that a follow and DM me if you want to talk like Bulls basketball or anything like that. But yeah, let's just jump into today's video. As you guys know, the Bulls have the 4th pick in the NBA draft, and the NBA draft is still like a month or two away. I'm sure some of you guys follow this page on Facebook, but it's pretty much diehard Chicago Bulls fans, and he's like the biggest like Chicago Bulls fan page on like Facebook, and he has a lot of connections with the organization. I've seen that the organization is like taking pictures with him, like he's talked to them, and just they're always talking and such like that. So he obviously knows like people within the organization, and he probably knows more news than any of us do. And he posted something really interesting pretty much last night, and he was talking about like the NBA draft. And he said, I don't know if this is true 100%, but it does sound true. He said he talked to a few people within the front office of the Bulls, and it seems like they'd be shocked if the Bulls draft LaMelo Ball, you know, at the 4th pick. You know, there has been a lot of rumors about LaMelo Ball, like falling to the Chicago Bulls or us trading up for him, or even us trading back in the draft to draft like Deni or something. And the admin of this page pretty much said, which I believe there's a strong chance he will be available when the Bulls are drafting. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if LaMelo falls to 4 because he has all the drama with LaVar Ball, and then, you know, the top 3, who knows who they really want. But between all the questions that come with drafting like LaMelo Ball, he pretty much said he's been told that they'll be focusing their attention on a certain type of player. And that certain player that he's talking about is Deni. And he was told by someone in the front office that the Bulls find Deni very interesting. You know, they love his defense and his playmaking, but they also think they could trade back and still get him. You know, I agree with that 100%. I feel like Deni at 4 is kind of high. You know, I'm high on Deni, but at the same time, he is overseas, and he does have some cons about his game. You know, he's not the best shooter, and he does lack like size, and of course, he's not the greatest shooter, like I said. So I see some people like saying that he's more of a power forward in this league, and Deni's too small to be the 4 in the NBA. He just gets bullied around. But in my past videos, I made I think 1 or 2 NBA mock drafts where like the Bulls were projected to draft 7 or 8, and in most of those mock drafts, I had Deni falling to us at like 7. So like I said, I'm really high on Deni. Hopefully he's going to be a great player in the league, especially if the Bulls draft him. But I do feel like drafting him at 4 is kind of a stretch. I feel like we could get him if we just, you know, stayed at 7. You know, I'm happy we moved up to the 4th pick, but I could see the Bulls trading back like to the 7th and just drafting Deni at 7 and maybe getting like an extra draft pick or like a young player in return. Because I know the Knicks got the 8th pick, and of course the Knicks have been terrible forever, and I'm sure they're desperate to try and move up in this draft to get like a big name. So you never know, man. So that's pretty much the huge news I'm talking about. The Bulls seem really interested in Deni, but like I said, I feel like drafting him at 4 is a little high if he's there, of course, at 7, especially if the Bulls can trade down, you know, still get the guy that we want and maybe like another lottery pick or something like that. So who knows what the Bulls do, but it does seem that like a bunch of rumors about the Bulls and Deni have like came out and how high the Bulls are on him. So I've been calling this for months, man. I expect the Bulls to draft Deni with the 4th pick. Or if we could package our pick and like trade down and still get him at 7, it wouldn't surprise me. But the only thing with drafting Deni at 4 that kind of hurts is that he lacks a good first step. You know, he's not the fastest. You know, he can't use his speed to get to the basket, and he's also not like an elite scorer. Which like the Bulls really don't need a great scorer. We need more of like a good small forward that can play defense and play like is good at playmaking. Which Deni is good at both those. You know, Deni is a physical, good defender overseas. I mean, a lot of people say that he's kind of small and such, and I've even said that he's not the best defender. But I guess I did more scouting reports on him, and I'm gonna make a video about that. But I guess a lot of people overseas say that like he's a great physical, good defender, and he's an elite defender overseas. But the only thing that really concerns me if the Bulls draft him at 4, of course, like I said, it's a stretch. It's a little high for Deni. And like I said, he's not a great scorer or nothing. You know, he's not going to be a #1 option in the NBA. And I'm going to be honest, this is what really kills me with drafting him at 4. His shooting percentages are terrible, man. From three-pointer, he was only shooting 28%, and that's terrible, especially for the NBA, which is like translating into only 3-point shooting. You know, like Houston, they have 5 people on the court at all times, and they can all shoot the ball, man. The Bulls can't have like a center like Wendell say, you know, Wendell's a capable 3-point shooter, but he's still nothing special yet. We can't have Wendell and Deni on the floor, man. It's just not going to work. The floor is not going to be open for Zach LaVine and Coby White to drive. They're going to not even be guarding them, kind of what they do with Chris Dunn already. And he's also not a good free throw shooter, which that really surprises me. I mean, he's a small forward overseas, man. How are you not a good 3-point shooter and a good free throw shooter? You know, he only shot 60% from the free throw line, which is really bad. And like I said a little bit earlier in the video, you know, his inability to shoot at a high percentage may lead him to be like a power forward in the NBA per many NBA scouts. And at only 215 pounds, he could easily get bullied in the NBA if we put him at the 4 position. You know, overall, if we do draft Deni, which I 100% expect us to, he's nothing like crazy, I'm going to be honest. I believe, I mean, of course, he's still super young. He's only 19, so who knows, you know. He, of course, could grow, develop his shot. That's easy to do, you know. A lot of players, you know, started in the NBA being terrible shooters and, of course, worked on it and became great shooters in the league. You know, overall, if we draft Deni, I see him being nothing more than like a 3rd option, but a very great playmaker and a very solid defender in the NBA. And I'm going to be honest, that's exactly what the Bulls need. You know, it kind of sucks that the Bulls moved up to 4 in like a weaker draft. But at the same time, I'm really high on Deni. Hopefully he proves me wrong and all these scouts wrong, and he, like, of course, develops a better jump shot. But yeah, definitely leave any comments or any questions below this video on who you guys want the Bulls to draft at the 4th pick. You know, there's been a lot of rumors about Deni. You know, our Taurus, you know, his like main knowledge is overseas. So it just made sense. He's also a Bulls fan, and he watched Derrick Rose when he was a young kid. Everything just made sense of the Bulls drafting him. It does suck, after, you know, if we draft him at 4 and say we could have got him at 7. But who really knows? You know, I'm excited for the draft. I'm excited for the Bulls' future. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely go check out any of my past videos I've been uploading every day this week. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Make sure you leave any comments or questions below. Have a good one.